So, unfortunately, most people are not going to make it in crypto. They're simply not going to do well. They're blinded by the wrong metrics. They don't pay attention to the right things, and this is why they're going to miss out on the next big run when it comes to Shiba Inu. Luckily, most people that are watching this video, they've accumulated, they've built their positions during the bear market and into the early part of the bull. And we've obviously seen Shib basically since October, or I'm sorry, since August, start to do some very exciting things in terms of price, but where this is really interesting is people have missed out on these major fundamental changes that have happened for Shiba Inu. That is really what is going to create this next massive boom. And I want people to be aware of this. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So it's kind of interesting because as Shib was basically prepping for this move, and even as it's made its move, we've heard a lot of haters get kind of loud again, and they've said a lot of things like, "Oh, supply is too big, Shib is dead," blah 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 blah. All the same crap we've heard since the bear market cycle that, frankly, hasn't mattered because guess what? Shib has been slow and steady up and to the right, making some exciting moves since all the way back in October of 2023, so over a year now. And Shib is looking incredibly strong. And I don't think people realize how much strength Shib has gained even since these prices all the way back in March and April of 2022. And I want to show everybody what I mean, because this is the big thing that people keep talking about, this 589 trillion. This is the resistance. This supply is too big. This is the reason that Shib's not going to move up. Bull crap. All right. So when we look at Shib fundamentals, we need to talk about supply and demand. So the biggest thing that Shib has working in its favor is this cult-like mentality, this long-term mindset. Most people want to see Shiba Inu perform extremely well, and they're unwilling to dump their bags. And this is extremely beneficial because when we look at something like, for example, holder composition by time, 75% of people have held Shib for 1 year or longer. Even 22% have held Shib from 1 to 12 months. Only 4%, the speculators, have held Shib for less than 1 month. Why this is so important is I want everybody to look at the percentage of holders either in or at the money currently. It's 75%. So what we're seeing right now is this extreme level of conviction, this long-term mindset for Shib working out very heavily in Shib's favor. Despite 75% of people being in or at the money, they're unwilling to dump their bags. That is a huge, huge deal. And this has been really expressed in a big way by exchange supply. And why I'm referencing this again is in a way that we haven't looked at before. When we look back at March, April of 2022, so obviously almost 3 years ago, Shiba Inu was actually at similar prices. And that's not surprising. That's when we were entering the bear market cycle. We saw assets everywhere do this. And obviously, you need to see foundation building. You need to see people taking profits. And that's what you see during a bear market cycle. And now Shib has been slowly but surely working its way to the upside. But people don't realize what has shifted in that time. Although we're at the same prices, exchange supply is 50% of what it was back at that point. So here's the thing. If you have the same demand that you saw all the way back at that point, but there's now 50% less available supply, what do we think that's going to do to price? It makes price go up. It's not a complicated thing. You know, people say, "Oh, there's too much supply." No, there's not, right? Because although supply may be higher, price is way lower. It's a balancing act, right? So here's the thing. Shib is actually one of the most decentralized assets in all of crypto. It's definitely the most decentralized meme coin. And that's where Shib has the ability to really, truly, organically gain strength. And what's interesting about Shib is that when we look at what, for example, search traffic is doing, if we look over the last 90 days, we can actually see Shib is getting back on the uptick. People are starting to search Shiba Inu more and more and more, again, as it's gaining more strength, kind of similar to what it did back here. And in fact, when we look back, back in February through March of last year, we're kind of in a similar spot right before Shib decided to take off, and this meme coin craze began to hit, and we saw Shiba Inu go on a 4.5x run in a very short period of time. And even referencing supply at that point, supply has been reduced by about 30% since that time. All right, actually a little more than 30%. But what we're seeing is Shib gaining ground in important fundamentals. Reduction of supply on exchanges, so basically stuff that's available in the market. You're seeing Shiba Inu increase in holders. Since that time, all the way back here at the start of the bear market cycle, Shiba Inu has gained almost 300,000 new holders. All right. Almost a 25% increase in the amount of Shiba Inu holders. So even during the bear market cycle, SHIB was gaining fundamental strength. Not to mention the fact that it's really a psychology thing, right? When we take a look at Shiba Inu in general compared to the other top 20 assets in the space, it's the cheapest one, right? Although it may not be the cheapest in terms of market cap, it's a psychological thing. People coming into the space for the first time, they look at SHIB or they look at all these assets, right? Oh, BTC, $100,000. Oh, that's expensive, 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 expensive. Oh, look at this. Shiba Inu down at 402. I can get millions for a couple bucks. Now, obviously, I'm being, sarcastic on that. It's not billions for a couple bucks, but you guys get the point. You get more, quote unquote, for less. People want to see a moon bag, right? These are things that are going to work in Shiba Inu's favor. And this is why from the bear market cycle into the bull, I've said that Shiba Inu is going to be the best performing top 20 asset in the space. Now, understand that really what benefits SHIB in a big way is in times of excitement, where retail optics are high, where adoption is high. And this was a really good sign, obviously, back in February through March of 2024. But what's interesting is that we have not hit that moment yet. We have not hit the heights of the bull market cycle that sends Shiba Inu on these all-time high surges, but they're coming. And what we've seen is SHIB gain ground, gain ground, gain ground, gain ground, building fundamental strength along the way, meaning that when this hits, it's probably going to be SHIB's biggest move yet. All right. Now, obviously, this isn't a guarantee. Nobody knows what's going to happen for sure. But this is the reason why we talk about things behind the scenes. People focusing on supply, people focusing on the SHIB ecosystem, whatever it may be, they're missing the point. And this is why people waiting to pull the trigger and people that have wrote off SHIB, they're going to be scratching their heads when SHIB pops past a lot of things, re-enters the top 10, and frankly, cements itself as one of the most dominant assets in this space. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think SHIB is going to make some of these major moves? Are you going to argue against me and lose? But have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.